Your soulmate says, "I need to tell you something very important. Read this before you move on. My beloved child, don't skip, stay till the end, because something huge is waiting." Your soulmate has been holding back something they have wanted to tell you for longer than you realize. Don't skip, because the silence you noticed may not mean what you thought it meant. Deep inside, there is a truth they keep returning to whenever your memory crosses their mind. I never expected you to become this important to me. They tried to understand why thoughts of you kept returning, why certain memories suddenly felt different, and why moving forward never completely erased the feeling. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. There is one realization they can no longer ignore, and it could completely change how you see this connection. Something unexpected has been happening inside their heart. The more they tried to stay quiet, the clearer their feelings became. Don't skip. They have imagined telling you everything, but every time the moment came close, something stopped them. Not because there was nothing to say, but because the words felt bigger than they were prepared for. And now one thought keeps returning: what if I wait too long? That question has changed everything. They are beginning to understand that some connections cannot simply be replaced, and some people leave an impression that time cannot easily remove. Something huge is waiting for you, because what they truly want to tell you goes far beyond missing you. Stay till the end, because this is where the message becomes deeply personal. Your soulmate wishes they could look directly at you and say, "I finally understand what your presence meant to me. I should have realized it sooner." But there is another sentence behind those words, a sentence they have not been able to say yet. Don't skip, because that hidden sentence could be the biggest revelation of this entire message. Before you move on, remember this: never stop your own journey while waiting for someone else to find their courage. Keep becoming stronger, keep choosing what is genuine, and keep recognizing your own value. Because something huge is waiting for you, and what your soulmate wants to reveal next may explain why this connection has been so difficult for either heart to completely forget. Something has shifted, and your soulmate can feel it more strongly than before. Don't skip, because this is where the words they have been holding back begin to surface. There is a sentence they have imagined saying to you again and again. I need you to know that what I felt was more real than I ever allowed you to see. They may have appeared calm, distant, or uncertain, but beneath that silence were emotions they struggled to put into words. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your absence made them notice things your presence once made easy to overlook. The comfort of being understood, the strange familiarity they felt around you, and the way even ordinary moments seemed different when you were part of them. Now they are realizing something surprising: they were not trying to forget you as much as they were trying to understand why you mattered so much. But there is an even deeper truth they have barely admitted to themselves. Don't skip. Your soulmate has wondered whether you still think about them, whether you have already turned the page, and whether they missed the moment when honesty could have changed everything. And that uncertainty has forced them to confront one powerful realization: some feelings become clearer only when there is enough silence to finally hear them. They remember things you probably assumed they had forgotten. A certain conversation, a small gesture, the way you made them feel seen without demanding anything in return. Something huge is waiting for you, because those memories are leading them toward the confession they once avoided. They want to say, if I could return to one moment, I would stop hiding what I truly felt. I would tell you that you mattered before silence had the chance to make you question it. And now that truth is becoming harder for them to keep inside. Here is the revelation that changes the meaning of everything you have heard so far. Stay till the end. Your soulmate's important message is not asking you to remain frozen in the past, it is revealing that your connection awakened something neither distance nor time could easily explain. Don't skip, because the next layer goes even deeper. They are beginning to realize that finding someone meaningful is one thing, but having the courage to recognize that person at the right moment is something completely different. And somewhere inside them, one final sentence is waiting to be spoken: if life gives me another genuine moment with you, I don't want to waste it pretending you mean less to me than you actually do. Something huge is waiting for you, because there is still one question your soulmate desperately wishes they could ask you, and the answer to that question could change the direction of this entire story. Now the silence is beginning to reveal what words never could. Don't skip, because the question your soulmate wishes they could ask you is much deeper than, "Do you still think about me?" What they truly want to know is, if I finally told you everything, would you still listen? That question has stayed inside them because they know something has changed. You are not standing exactly where they left you. You have grown, understood more about yourself, and perhaps started realizing that your heart deserves clarity instead of confusion. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate senses that they cannot return with ordinary words anymore. If they ever speak, they know they must speak with sincerity, because there is one truth they can no longer hide from themselves. Losing the opportunity to be honest with you would stay in their mind far longer than the fear of finally telling you how much you mattered. Then comes the realization they never expected. Don't skip. They once believed there would always be another moment, another opportunity, another perfect time to explain everything. But meaningful moments do not always wait forever. That is why something inside them feels different now. They are remembering conversations differently, understanding your actions differently, and seeing the connection from a perspective they did not have before. Something huge is waiting for you, because the words forming inside them are becoming impossible to ignore. You were never ordinary to me. I just didn't know how to handle something that felt this important. And perhaps that is what you needed to understand before moving on, not that you should wait, but that someone's silence never determines your worth. Sometimes people recognize the value of a connection only after they realize it may no longer be guaranteed. But there is still one final layer they have not revealed. Stay till the end, because this is where everything starts connecting. Your soulmate knows that if another meaningful moment arrives, they cannot approach it the same way they did before. Don't skip. They would have to choose honesty over hesitation and clarity over silence. Deep inside, the message they wish they could deliver is becoming clearer. If I ever get the chance to speak from my heart, I want you to finally know what I should have told you before. But those are not the biggest words waiting for you. Something huge is waiting for you, because behind that confession is one surprising realization about why they could never completely remove you from their thoughts, and once that truth comes forward, you may finally understand why this connection has felt unfinished for so long. What comes next is the truth your soulmate may have struggled the longest to understand. Don't skip, because this is where the unfinished feeling begins to make sense. They could not completely remove you from their thoughts because you became connected to something deeper than a passing memory. You represented a version of connection that made them feel understood in a way they did not fully appreciate at the time. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Whenever they tried to convince themselves that everything was behind them, one unexpected memory would return. A conversation, a look, a moment that seemed small then but feels completely different now. And slowly, one realization became impossible to ignore: maybe I wasn't remembering those moments because I was stuck in the past. Maybe I was remembering them because I never said what those moments truly meant to me. But now something even more surprising is happening. Don't skip. Your soulmate is no longer only thinking about what happened. They are thinking about what they would do differently if life ever placed the two of you in another genuine moment. They know ordinary words would not be enough. They would want to tell you, "I noticed more than you thought. I remembered more than you knew. And somewhere along the way, I realized that what I kept trying to explain away was something my heart had already understood." Something huge is waiting for you, because this realization carries another truth. They know you may not be waiting anymore. And strangely, that is what makes their feelings clearer. They understand that your life is meant to keep moving, that your value never depended on their timing, and that if they ever want to be understood, they must finally replace uncertainty with honesty. And now you are approaching the words they have been afraid to say. Stay till the end, because the next revelation could change the meaning of this entire message. Don't skip. Somewhere inside, your soulmate wishes they could stand before you without pretending, without hiding behind silence, and simply say, "There is something about you I never found anywhere else, and I finally understand why." But what exactly did they find in you? That is the secret they are only beginning to understand themselves. Something huge is waiting for you, because the answer is not merely about attraction, memories, or missing someone. It goes much deeper. There was one specific feeling your presence gave them that became impossible to replace, and when that final truth comes forward, you may understand why their heart kept returning to you even when their mind tried to move in another direction. Here is the feeling your soulmate could never completely replace. Don't skip, because it was never simply about how often you spoke or how many memories you created together. It was about who they became when you were present. Around you, something inside them felt understood without needing endless explanation. You made ordinary moments feel meaningful, and they did not recognize how rare that feeling was until they tried to find it somewhere else. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Slowly, they began comparing feelings without even intending to, and one realization kept returning: why did everything feel different with you? That question stayed with them until the answer became impossible to avoid. You touched a part of their heart that they had kept protected for longer than anyone realized, and now they understand why your memory never became ordinary. But there is something even bigger they want you to know. Don't skip. Your soulmate has started realizing that missing a person and recognizing their importance are two completely different things. Missing someone can pass, but understanding what they brought into your life can change you. That is what happened here. They began noticing the patience you gave, the way you listened, the small things you remembered, and the moments when you showed more care than they acknowledged. Something huge is waiting for you, because one sentence has been forming quietly inside them: you gave me something I did not know I needed until I could no longer experience it the same way. And now they wish they could go back and make sure you never questioned whether your presence mattered. Yet the biggest revelation is still ahead. Stay till the end, because your soulmate has one final truth that could explain everything: the silence, the hesitation, and why this connection remains so difficult to forget. Don't skip. They are beginning to understand that the person they were trying hardest not to think about may have been the person who taught them the most about what genuine connection actually feels like. But this message is not asking you to stop your life and wait. Keep moving forward, because your journey matters too. Something huge is waiting for you, and what comes next is the confession they have imagined making when there is nowhere left to hide behind uncertainty. The exact words they would say if they knew they had only one chance to finally tell you everything. This is the moment your soulmate has replayed silently more times than anyone knows. Don't skip, because if they believed they had only one chance to tell you everything, they would no longer waste it on ordinary words. They would look at you and say, "I need you to know that you mattered to me far more than I ever showed you. I thought staying quiet would make everything simpler, but it only made me realize how much I left unsaid. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you." They would tell you that certain memories never disappeared, that your presence left an impression they could not simply recreate, and that somewhere between distance and reflection, they finally understood what they should have understood much earlier. You were not just another chapter they could close without looking back. You became the person who made them question what genuine connection truly means. Then they would tell you something you may never have expected. Don't skip. There were moments when I wanted to reach out. There were words I almost said. But every time I came close, I wondered whether I had already waited too long. That uncertainty became one of the biggest reasons the silence continued. Yet while they hesitated, another realization was growing stronger. Time does not make every meaningful feeling disappear. Sometimes it simply removes the noise around it until the truth becomes clearer. Something huge is waiting for you, because your soulmate now understands that honesty cannot keep waiting for a perfect moment. And if that moment ever arrives, they want you to hear something unmistakably clear: you were important to me then, and understanding what you meant has changed the way I see everything now. But before you decide what any of this means for your own journey, stay till the end. Don't skip, because there is one final twist your soulmate never expected themselves to admit. The most important thing they want to tell you is not simply that they remember you, it is that knowing you changed something inside them. And that realization has created one question they can no longer escape: if our paths crossed again, would I finally have the courage to show you what I once kept hidden? Something huge is waiting for you, because the answer does not belong only to them. Your heart has changed too. And what comes next will reveal the one thing they hope you understand before you make your final decision about leaving this chapter behind. Before you close this chapter, there is one truth your soulmate hopes reaches you clearly. Don't skip, because this is not about asking you to wait, it is about something they wish they had understood when they still had the chance to show it. They want you to know that your value was never measured by their silence, their hesitation, or the time it took them to understand their own feelings. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. In their quietest moments, they have realized that you gave them something rare: the feeling of being genuinely seen. And now one thought keeps returning. What if the person I struggled to understand was actually showing me the kind of connection I had been searching for? That realization has changed the way they remember everything, because moments that once seemed ordinary now carry a completely different meaning. And then comes the confession they never expected to make, even privately. Don't skip. Your soulmate has wondered what they would say if they suddenly found themselves standing in front of you with no time for hesitation. The answer became surprisingly simple: I would stop pretending I didn't care as deeply as I did. They would tell you that your absence revealed things your presence once made easy to overlook. They would tell you that certain conversations stayed with them, certain memories returned unexpectedly, and certain feelings refused to become ordinary. Something huge is waiting for you, because they are finally understanding that some people are remembered because of what happened, while others are remembered because of what they awakened inside us. And to them, you became the second kind. Now pay attention, because the biggest shift is beginning. Stay till the end. Your soulmate knows they cannot ask you to remain where they left you, and they cannot expect your heart to wait while they find the courage they once lacked. Don't skip, because this is exactly what makes the next revelation so powerful. They want you to keep moving toward the life, love, and clarity you deserve. But somewhere deep inside, there is still one sentence they hope they get the chance to tell you. If our paths ever meet again, I want you to meet the version of me that finally understands what I almost overlooked. Something huge is waiting for you, because there is one final realization behind those words, something your soulmate discovered about you only after everything became quiet. And once you hear what it is, the entire story may suddenly make sense. Now the final realization is coming into focus, and it is something your soulmate never expected to discover after everything became quiet. Don't skip, because what they finally understood about you is surprisingly simple yet incredibly powerful. You never had to force yourself into their memories. You stayed there naturally. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They could be busy, surrounded by people, focused on completely different things, and suddenly one small detail would remind them of you. That is when they began asking themselves why. Why did your words return at unexpected moments? Why did certain memories still carry emotion? Why did the connection refuse to become completely ordinary? Eventually, one answer became impossible to ignore. You reached a part of me that I did not fully understand until you were no longer standing as close as before. And that realization changed everything they thought they knew about what you meant to them. But there is another truth hidden underneath that realization. Don't skip. Your soulmate finally understands that what made you unforgettable was not perfection, it was authenticity. Something about the way you cared, listened, understood, or simply showed up created a feeling they could not manufacture elsewhere. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. If they could speak without hesitation now, they would tell you, I wish I had recognized the importance of those small moments while I was living them. I wish I had understood that what felt natural with you was actually rare. And those words matter because they reveal the biggest change happening inside them. They are no longer asking why they remember you. They know why. The question now is whether life will ever create another moment where that understanding can finally become honesty. And this is where your own story becomes more important than their silence. Don't skip, because you were never meant to spend your life waiting for someone else to recognize what you already carry within yourself. Keep moving. Keep growing. Keep choosing the connections that bring clarity instead of endless uncertainty. Something huge is waiting for you, and whether that something is a transformed connection or an entirely new chapter, you deserve to meet it without shrinking yourself for the past. Yet there is still one sentence your soulmate has never spoken, the sentence underneath every memory, every hesitation, and every moment they almost reached out. Stay till the end, because when those words are finally revealed, you will understand exactly what they meant when they said, "I need to tell you something very important before you move on." The sentence they have been holding back is finally becoming impossible to hide. Don't skip, because this is the moment everything has been building toward. If your soulmate could remove every hesitation and speak with complete honesty, they would say, "Before you move on, I need you to know that meeting you changed something in me that I didn't recognize until later." Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They are not simply remembering the past, they are understanding it differently. The moments they once overlooked now feel important. The words they never answered properly now carry more meaning. And the person they thought they could quietly move away from became the person whose absence forced them to understand what genuine connection had felt like. That is the surprising truth. Sometimes people recognize the depth of something only when silence gives them enough space to finally see it. But their most important confession goes even deeper. Don't skip. Your soulmate wishes they could tell you, "I know I cannot return and expect everything to be exactly as it was. You may have changed. Your heart may want something different now. But I never want you to believe that you meant nothing simply because I failed to express what I felt. Something huge is waiting for you, because that realization has changed them too. They understand now that meaningful connections need more than feelings, they need courage, clarity, and consistency. And somewhere inside, they know that if another genuine opportunity ever appeared, words alone would not be enough. They would have to show you that they understood what they once failed to recognize. Stay till the end, because there is one more truth behind all of this, and it may be the most unexpected one yet. Here it comes. Don't skip. The biggest thing your soulmate wants you to understand before you move on is that you were never supposed to lose yourself while waiting for their realization. Your journey was always meant to continue. Your heart was always meant to grow. And your future was never meant to depend entirely on whether another person finally found the right words. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Their hidden message is simply this: if I ever stand before you again, I hope I meet you as someone who finally knows your own worth completely. But there is still one last revelation waiting. The one thing they would ask from you if they were finally given that once-in-a-lifetime moment to speak without fear, hesitation, or unfinished words. And that final request may completely change how you understand this entire message. This is the moment everything has been leading toward. Don't skip, because if your soulmate were given one completely honest moment with you, their final request would not be for you to forget everything or pretend nothing happened. They would simply say, before you decide where your heart goes next, please understand what I was never brave enough to express clearly. You mattered to me in ways I understood too late. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They know time has changed things. They know you may no longer be the person who once waited for clarity. And strangely, that is exactly what awakened the deepest realization inside them. They finally understand that a meaningful connection should never survive on unanswered questions alone. It deserves honesty. It deserves effort. It deserves someone willing to show what words once failed to explain. If they ever received another genuine moment with you, they would not want to waste it hiding behind uncertainty. And here is the revelation that brings every piece together. Don't skip. Your soulmate did not need endless time to remember you. They needed time to understand why remembering you felt different. You became connected to a feeling of being seen, understood, and emotionally present in a way they could not easily replace. That is why ordinary moments returned to their mind. That is why certain words gained meaning afterward. That is why silence never completely erased the connection. Something huge is waiting for you, because the message beneath everything they wanted to tell you is this. Knowing you changed the way I understand what genuine connection should feel like. But they also know something equally important now: you deserve more than beautiful words spoken too late. You deserve clarity that can be felt, consistency that can be trusted, and a connection where you never have to question whether you matter. So before you move on, remember the most powerful truth of this entire message. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Not somewhere inside another person, but somewhere ahead in your own story. Don't skip this final realization. Whether your soulmate eventually finds the courage to speak or life opens a completely unexpected door, never reduce your future to someone else's hesitation. Keep moving toward what feels genuine. Keep choosing yourself when uncertainty asks you to wait forever. And if your paths ever cross again, let actions reveal what words once could not. Your soulmate's final unspoken sentence would be, "I needed to tell you that you were important to me, but more than anything, I hope you never forget how important you are." Something huge is waiting for you, and perhaps the once-in-a-lifetime revelation was never simply that someone finally recognized your value, it was that you were finally ready to recognize it completely for yourself. Just when you thought everything had finally been revealed, there is one more truth your soulmate has never been able to put into words. Don't skip, because this goes deeper than remembering you or realizing your importance. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate has begun to understand that the hardest part was never simply the distance between you. It was knowing there were moments when they could have been more honest and chose silence instead. Now those moments return with completely different meaning. They imagine what they would change, what they would say, and how differently they would treat the connection if they understood then what they understand now. And one thought keeps rising above everything else: if I ever get another genuine chance, I don't want you to wonder what you mean to me. Something unexpected follows that realization. Don't skip. Your soulmate knows that saying the right words would be easy compared with proving those words through consistency. That is why their deepest wish is not simply to tell you they care. It is to become capable of showing it clearly. Something huge is waiting for you, because they have finally understood that meaningful connections are not built from endless guessing. They are built when two people can be honest about what they feel and courageous about what comes next. If they stood before you now, they might say, "I cannot change the moments when I stayed quiet, but I can finally admit that losing those moments taught me what I should never take for granted again. Stay till the end, because there is still one realization they have not shared, the one that appeared when they imagined you becoming completely happy without them. And this is where everything changes again. Don't skip, because when your soulmate imagined you genuinely moving forward, they discovered something surprising inside themselves. They realized that if they truly care about you, they cannot ask you to remain trapped inside uncertainty. They want you to find the happiness, clarity, and connection you deserve, even while a part of them hopes life may someday bring your paths together differently. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Deep inside, one sentence remains. If I ever return to your life, I want to arrive with clarity, not confusion. But there is another secret behind those words, something they realized about the exact moment their feelings for you became impossible to dismiss. And once that moment is revealed, you may understand why their heart kept returning to the same unfinished story. The moment they finally understood their feelings was not dramatic, it arrived when they least expected it. Don't skip, because this is where your soulmate's hidden truth becomes impossible to ignore. One ordinary moment, something reminded them of you, and instead of letting the thought disappear, they stopped. Suddenly, memories came back with a different meaning, your conversations, your presence, the little things they once considered normal. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. That was when one powerful realization entered their mind. Why does remembering this person still feel different? They searched for an explanation, but every answer led them toward the same truth. You had become connected to something deeper inside them, something they had never properly acknowledged while you were close. And from that moment forward, pretending you meant nothing was no longer possible. Then another realization followed, and this one surprised them even more. Don't skip. They understood that what they missed was not simply your attention, they missed the way your presence made certain moments feel effortless and genuine. Something huge is waiting for you, because that distinction changed everything. Your soulmate began realizing that attention can come from many places, but genuine understanding feels rare. If they could speak to you now, they would say, I thought I had enough time to understand what this was. I didn't realize that while I was questioning everything, I was experiencing something I would later recognize as deeply meaningful. Stay till the end, because their heart has one more confession waiting behind those words, and it is the confession they once believed they would never have the courage to admit. Here is what they finally want you to know. Don't skip. If I could change one thing, I would have made sure you never had to guess whether you mattered to me. Those words contain everything they struggle to express. But your soulmate also understands that the past cannot be rewritten simply because someone finally understands it. That is why something huge is waiting for you, not a promise that everything must return exactly as it was, but the possibility of something clearer ahead. Keep moving toward what respects your heart. Keep choosing what brings certainty instead of endless questions. Stay till the end, because there is still one final secret your soulmate has been afraid to confront, what they would actually do if they suddenly saw you again after all this silence. And that moment could reveal more than every word they have kept hidden until now.